Alright guys, welcome back to another replay analysis. Today we'll be looking at one of the most up and coming heroes in the offlane and support roles this Paris Major. It's the Sand King. So today's one we'll be looking at Zai playing Sand King in the offlane against PSG.LGD in the Paris Major. And we'll see how exactly he played this hero to a 0 death finish. So it's actually pretty damn impressive. Previously we did a replay analysis of offlane support Sand King, so today's one is going to be on Sand King in the offlane core role. To see what's different in terms of item builds, ability builds, playstyle and whatnot.
You may now select your heroes.
Alright, so we'll just hop right in to Zai's perspective. Okay. So first things first, he is positioned around at the mid lane because they want to figure out who exactly is laning on which lane, and they want to send him over to whichever lane will give the Monkey King a preferable laning opponent. Because they definitely don't want the Monkey King to lane up against, I guess, the Shrek Morphling? Yeah, definitely don't want him to be laning up against a Morphling. So we'll see what happens here.
30 seconds to battle.
PSG is moving in very aggressively to the mid lane area. Actually, Secret is very good at playing their core heroes in almost any lane configuration. Like sometimes Zai goes bot, sometimes he goes top.
The battle begins.
Mid one goes mid or off lane or safe lane. So it just depends on their laning opponent. So Secret are very good at recognizing which heroes are good in which lanes and sending them there accordingly. So it seems that Puppy decides to send Zai bottom. He waited for the Treant to expire before he can be scouted so that LGD doesn't make any last minute lane changes. So that was pretty next level plays from Secret already. So they're definitely one of the best teams in the world, and this is probably why. Alright, so it seems there's going to be a desired Morphling lane versus the Sand King. So Zai probably wouldn't be able to do much against the Morphling here. So he's just probably going to trade farm and get as much CS as he can. In the lane, he's got Zebzor to help him out. Notice he doesn't even try to go up to get the range creep CS over there. And only focuses on getting the last hits. So he goes for the first point in the Sandstorm. And then he stays in lane to get some easy CS with the added DPS from the Sandstorm. Manages to get the range creep denied there, which is unfortunate, but since he's up against a Morphling and an Oracle, two range heroes that he can't really pressure that hard, he's got to make do with what he can. So doesn't bother going for the range creep deny as well because he's up against a very high harass, double range hero lane. So your playstyle will definitely change depending on what kind of lane setup you're up against. He tries to commit the stun for the CS and the deny, but unfortunately Morphling's damage is way too high, and now that he's level 2 he can start spamming out the adaptive strike on the Sand King. So this lane is by far not an easy lane. So you can see that he's pulling the creeps back, keeping his distance from the Morphling. Doesn't even bother trading in the Morphling because he knows that he's never going to win that trade. Sand King isn't the best trader in the game, especially against range heroes. Right now he's just trying to juke to the trees when X Nova comes to harass him. So with the creeps all the way up over here, he needs to be very careful, stay in the trees, use a Sandstorm, try to get some CS. So because they put mid one in a reasonably good lane for the Monkey King, he's able to get the first blood. So already Secret's plan is working out. As long as Zai doesn't die down here, he's already doing his job. So he manages to get a last hit here. And then he almost gets the range creep last hit, but it's alright. You just want to get the EXP. Make sure you just don't get denied. So with the creep wave all the way up here, he decides to play around the trees, try to make X Nova waste as much time as he can, and then he goes back to block up his creeps right here. He went for the Quelling Blade, Magic Stick. He had a Salve, 2 Tangles, and a Stock Shield to start off with. And for his skill points, he went for Burrow Strike and Sandstorm. So we want to max Sandstorm first, because just like the support role Sand King, it's such a good spell that, you know, for farming, for team fighting, AoE damage is amazing. So the buff to Sandstorm really made Sand King the hero that he is today. Unfortunately, he tried to go for the pull to like pull into his creep wave here, but X Nova is a good player, so he denies him the pull. So unfortunately the creep wave is all the way up here again, so he just goes back into the sandstorm and it gets scouted up by a sentry, so he might end up dying here. Nope, they decide not to chase. So now that he knows that there's a sentry there, he holds on to the sentry, his own sentry, and then puts it down to deward them. So now he can pretty much safely use the sandstorm to farm, and now he's trying once again to get off the pull. Unfortunately, Army is on top of this, and he moves in to deny him once again. So already you can see that these are the strategies that would normally work in your pubs, but it's not going to work in a pro game. All the pro players would definitely know what's up when you try to aggro the creeps like that. But thankfully with the Sandstorm, he's able to get quite a lot of CS, and he's actually harassing Army quite a lot. You can see how much damage the Sandstorm is doing. But anyway, going back to the earlier point, he was trying so hard to pull the side cam down, and that's how you try to equalize the wave when it's pushing that far up into the enemy tower. So he had the right idea, but unfortunately PSG.LGD is way too good, and they shut him down. And now he's just tanking a lot of harass from the Offlane. Earthshaker's actually coming down right now. FY gets a nice stun, but he goes into the Sandstorm once again, and he's actually trying to set up a kill on the Offlane, but he manages the waveform out. Now that they went for the aggressive play on him, the enemy wave is pushing in, so he'll be able to get some much needed CS over here as long as he is careful. Unfortunately, Offlane is one of the carries with the highest attack damage with full strength, full agility. So he's just lucky if he can get even a few CS per wave. But that's okay. His mission in this lane is just not to die. So he's using a combination of creep pulls and hiding in the trees to avoid dying, which is good. And now that he is alone versus the Offlane, they go in for the Barrel Strike Sandstorm play. Uses it mostly to get a CS, but it's fine. And this camp is stacked. So probably gonna just go for the shrine, heal up, and then come back into the lane. So just gonna skip a hit for this. He buys a Ring of Protection to help out a bit with the Offlane harass. Actually snatches the Arcane a bit. Feels weird, man, why FY didn't take it. So Yebzor does the pull through for him, and now he's able to farm it up with the Sandstorm. Nicely played. And now he can just farm up the camp, 2 stacks of it. So you can see how fast Sanking actually farms even in a bad lane. Because with the new Sandstorm, you actually do quite a lot of damage, and you're free to attack during that duration as well. So it's a very potent farming tool. He's probably going to wait until Offlane commits for... he tried to steal the last hit there, but Arme was too good. And then he used the Adaptive Strike for the CS. So right now he just keeps spamming out the Sandstorm already at level 3. And he's just going to sit in the lane and get the last hits with the Sandstorm damage. So he's probably going to wait for the creeps again. So he's going to go for the safe lane pull this time. It's very standard. You don't need to wait for your support to do this for you. You can just do it yourself. Like, all these pulls are what helps you to win a hard lane. So if there are no supports around, then it's your responsibility as an offlaner or a core to just do it yourself. So because of Secret's lane setup, mid 1 is having a very good game. And Zai is also not dying, so he's actually winning his lane. And it's already level 6, so he is holding on to the skill point, not exactly going for the ultimate. Because if you're not fighting, you would rather get the extra skill point in the Barrel Strike maybe. Now Army is going for the pull through. Zai wisely goes to deward this so that he can safely Sandstorm and deny all these creeps from Army. Misses the stun, but it was a prediction play, so a bit unfortunate. But Zai had the right idea. So Yebzor actually passed him 2 sentry wards to help him make his lane more, more laneable. But at the moment, he's just trading farm with the Offlane. Offlane sure is 1 level ahead, but that's just because he farms better then a Sand King in lane. Sand King can't also bully the Morphling out, so they're just literally trading farm at the moment. So now Zai is going the utility Sand King build. Since there's a off Morphling on the enemy team, he is going for the Spirit Vessel, which is a good choice. Every team should at least have a Spirit Vessel. Doesn't matter which hero builds it. Most of the time it's the position 4, but this game he decides to be the one going for it, which is fine. So he's going for the max out Sandstorm and is skipping the ultimate. Definitely a viable skill build, and he's just gonna stun up from the low ground. Very nicely played, and they get a nice kill on the Leshrac. Alright, very nice. So with the max out Sandstorm, he should be able to farm out very fast. Spots out another dewarded sentry ward, and then he stuns FY again, which is also another nice kill. Mid one comes in for a gank, and now it is going to be not a kill because Morphling has 2 lives right now, and he's just gonna go in for mid one, who gets nuked down by the Nature's Prophet out. And now Zai's probably gonna die, but no, he lives on just enough HP. Cause of his item build, he went for the bracer and the stick. So getting a casual bracer is actually a pretty good idea if you're an offlaner. If you're a strength hero, bracer actually gives you pretty decent stats for the cost. Definitely want to go for cost efficient items in the offlane.
I like your style, Witch Doctor.
So now that mid one has decided to go back to other lanes, he will now go up top. The laning stage is breaking down already. It's already past 10 minutes, so that's why he is going up to deal with whichever lane the Nature's Prophet is split pushing. Because out of all the heroes on Secret.Zai, Zai is the hero which can de-push the fastest because Sandstorm just shreds all the Treants. So definitely Zai will be the #1 choice of de-pushing for his team. As Sand King, the general playstyle is also doing this role. You wanna always be the one de-pushing the wave and threatening people who are trying to split push. Once you got a dagger, you can just surprise split pushers like Nature's Prophet with epicenter from the trees. So we'll just see what he does right here. He finishes up the urn. So with this build, you definitely want to be more active, not just AFK pushing the waves. Pressuring the top tower with Yepzor here. And now he is the one de-pushing bottom. Remember, whichever lane that the Nature's Prophet is in, he is the one to respond because he is by far the fastest one at wave clearing. Just trying to finish the Spirit Vessel. They will prioritize this item this game because Morphling is going to be a huge problem if they have no way to prevent him from healing by swapping to strength. So definitely in pubs, you want to be looking out for item counters to enemy heroes. So even though Morphling counters him in lane, he can buy items to counter Morphling later on. So as an offlaner, all these utility items are open to us. So we should definitely... Wow! He actually kills the Morphling. Very impressive. So that was very well done by Zai. Manages to catch Morphling off guard by the amount of damage that Sandstorm and Barrow Strike can do. And it's also a maxed out first 2 spells too. So most Sand Kings don't even go for the caustic in lane or in the early game. Just a 4-4-0 build with the ultimate. Now that he has got 2 urn charges, he is more on the way towards getting the Spirit Vessel finished. So just gonna hide around here first, waiting for the Leshrac to be done split pushing, and then he's just gonna go up and split push himself. Very common tactic if you're Sand King dealing with split pushers. Just want to camp in the trees. Maybe you can get a good pick off on a split pusher, but if not, then you can just go and push out the wave, counter push it. It's that simple. So he's hiding in the trees right here, waiting for the NP as predicted. Still waiting. Spots out the Leshrac at the top lane right here, but Lestrac's already wisely TPing out. So in the end, he just decided to come out and do the side push, D push. So he actually queues up the Blink Dagger first because they are probably gonna look towards more aggressive plays right now. As tanking, you definitely don't want to get the Blink Dagger too late, because Blink Dagger actually is your first major power spike for this hero. It allows you to fight that much better. And with Barrel Strike and Blink Dagger, you're actually one of the most mobile heroes on the map. So once again, Zai is just doing the split push duty, and he's actually doing something which is worth learning, because what he's doing is he's actually doing side pulls, either from this camp to this camp. It's something that you can do when you're trying to split push, because what you're doing is you're preventing your own creeps from meeting the enemy creeps. So what this means is that you'll end up pushing the wave even harder, because you're preserving your own creeps from being able to fight with the enemy lane creeps. So as you can see, he's got one extra range creep here, so this is going to make the wave ultimately push harder into the enemy team. So when you're split pushing, don't just mindlessly go down the lane and kill off the enemy creeps. If you have the opportunity, you can just go ahead and pull it into your side camps, because ultimately you just make it push harder. So nice tip from Zai, illustrating this point. And now that he has his blink, he's just going up to split push this, probably look for a kill with mid one. Secret definitely are coordinated here, but in the pubs, you should also be doing this, just going to whichever lane needs split pushing and then looking for some kill opportunities. So Zai gets the Barrel Strike Blink combo onto the Oracle, who should pop out from this. He puts an Earn Charge on him for good measure. Unfortunately, wasn't near enough to get the charge back. So right now LGD recognizes that Secret are pushing, playing around the top area and mid, so they're going down bottom to get the T2. Another follow-up Blink Barrel, but it's a bit too late because Morphling's already started morphing to strength, and he just waveforms out. So that's why the Spirit Vessel is extremely crucial when playing against Morphling. Don't want to be waiting too long to get it. In fact, I would say that if you're playing against Morphling, it's a good idea to just prioritize the Spirit Vessel, because, and maybe as a position 4, they would be also too poor to get it at the sufficient timing to shut down the Morphling. So definitely Spirit Vessel is a priority in every Morphling game. So right now they're just trying to make a play for the mid 1 tower, but LGD aren't showing on the map. It's a bit too dangerous, so he backs off. Probably gonna hang around a safer spot, waiting for LGD to show themselves. So right now there's a fight going on at top, but it's a bit too late to save mid 1, so he wisely backs off. He might want to go for a play on the Lestrade maybe, but no, it's a bit too risky. So once again he goes back to hiding in the trees, waiting for the opportunity to show himself in lane to split push again. Just really smart heads up play from Zai all around. So now that he's sure that there is no one that is coming here, he should be more confident to move out to do the split push. So he's just following the creeps, hiding in the trees. When you're split pushing, don't want to show yourself too early until the very last possible moment, and because of that, he was able to scout out the Oracle here, who dies a slow and painful death. Wow, Happy actually commits the ultimate for that, so that was brutal. So now that the lane is clear, he can move into side to continue pushing it. There we go. So with Sandstorm and the Caustic, Sand King pushes extremely fast. So he's actually one of the best heroes to practice the offlane tactic of split pushing and also counter pushing. So in Pro Dota, in high MMR pubs, you'll see any player at all, as long as the hero is good at it, taking the job of actually doing shoving out the lanes and making sure that the lanes are always pushed in, because in every game it's so important to have the lanes being pushed in all the time. Right now he's just hiding in the trees, always hiding in the trees when you're split pushing, only coming out when you're using your spells, and then they're looking for a setup on this Morphling. So right now they're going, and it's going to be not enough because Offlane is a bit too tanky right now. Army is playing smart enough to be prepared for all these ganks. But definitely in a pub you'll be able to catch people by surprise like that, by hiding in the trees when you're split pushing. So make it seem as though you've already split pushed the wave out and then went back, but actually you're just hiding in the trees, waiting to initiate on them with the epicenter and a blink and a burrow strike. So Zai is making all the right moves here. Spots out the Shrek. So he's just gonna wait for NP to leave, and then he's just gonna show up in the lane, and then he's going to de-push it. Unfortunately, he gets scouted out by the Treants, so he's just gonna show himself up in the lane straight away to go for the split push. So that's essentially Zai's job this entire game. Just split pushing, hiding the trees, split pushing, hiding the trees, looking for kill opportunities. He's probably gonna do this until the epicenter is back off cooldown. Oh, and he actually goes behind the fight to stun up the Oracle, which is very heads up play, and they managed to get 2 very nice kills. So once again, Blink Burrow Strike, very potent initiating combo. Of course, ideally you want to hit multiple people with the Burrow Strike, but just a Blink Burrow Strike into the backlines followed up by Sandstorm should be devastating for any backline supports. And right now his Spirit Vessel is flying out to him. He's got 3 Spirit Vessel charges, so Morphling will definitely die very soon. Secret making a push for the bottom lane with the stolen Treants. Zai stays out of vision to make sure that no one scouts out the Spirit Vessel purchase, and now he TPs into the trees to prepare to kill the Morphling. So now he channels out the epicenter, shift Q blinks, Burrow strikes, almost gets the Morphling there, but it's a bit too late. Morphling waveforms out, and Chalice will just end up falling because he's already got the Uncharge on him. He absorbs kill secures with the Fate Bolt, and now they are going to resume the push top. Zai pushes out the wave once again. You got so many ways to split push as Sand King. You can just Burrow Strike, Caustic Finale, or you can just Sandstorm. It's such a good hero for split pushing, which is why Sand King is so good right now. Oh, they managed to get a failed initiation onto the Earthshaker. FY was way too fast and managed to get the echo onto mid one first. So now Secret needs to back. So that was actually insane reaction speed from FY there. Very impressive.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
So right now he can't do much except try to counter push bottom.
Double desolation.
But since he knows that LGD are playing around the bottom part of the map, he decides it's not worth it to risk it, so he just stays around the mid lane tower first. So only now then he's moving back into his jungle area with his supports. Okay, so now he is ready to de-push once again. They goes right for the Oracle, try to blow him up. But it's too late, and now Secret just jump on all of these people and kill them off. So it's a very nice gank. Always holding on to the TP to respond to a tower push is what Sand King does best, and they get another very nice kill. Kill on the shrine, and now they're gonna deal with mid. So see how fast Zai pushes this. Actually, he's gonna give the wave to the AM, which is what a good teammate would do. Alright, so now he himself goes bottom. Since his hero is so mobile, he should be the one taking all this unsafe split push farm. So he's actually making the right calls there. Unfortunately, Puppy gets caught out by Armee in the river, trying to go for a dewarding mission. And then Secret takes a very bad fight where mid one dies. So Zai continues his split push, while Nisha also does some split push of his own.
Illusion.
Zai continues the split push, shows the wave into the tier 2 tower, and he once again goes off to hide in the trees, waiting for someone to respond to this, where he can potentially get a kill. So right now he does it again. Channels out the epicenter from the trees, barrel strikes in, and then it's a kill on Chalice.
Is under attack.
And right now he hides in the trees and TP's out. So it's that good.
Radiant structures.
But now that another kill presents itself, he just walks up and gets a very nice kill onto...
Dire's bottom tower
Is this a third kill? Oh my god, this is a third kill. The Nisha illusions are wrecking them. Holy shit. Alright, that's amazing. So yeah, with that play of shoving in the wave and hiding in the trees, Zai managed to secure 3 kills for Secret. So this is actually a lot of good tips that we can pick up as offlaners, especially with regards to split pushing. In this game, Zai is doing all the right things. He's showing himself in lane, using his spells to push the creep wave out as fast as possible, then hiding in the trees, coming out again for ganks, or just to hide his positioning. So, very heads-up play from Zai. Definitely learn a lot about split pushing from just watching this game. So once again, he was in the trees. Always want to be in the trees as Sand King, never show yourself. With your Blink Barrel Strike combo, you can just initiate from anywhere.
Dire's middle tower has
Nisha is just going ham, he's got a triple kill already. Right now Zai is just clearing out the wave so that they can push in. They buy back on the FY Earthshaker, so they gotta be a bit more careful here, but I think Nisha is a bit too fat at this point.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Oh, Zai actually goes in from the side. Almost gets the kill. Oh, nice, they got the kill on the Morphling. So he immediately Spirit Vesseled the Morph this time. Spirit Vessels the Lestrek as well, and now he's just gonna go for a follow-up stun on the Earthshaker. Another stun, another kill.
Is under attack.
So Zai is like balling at this point. Flawless Sand King
Dire's
gameplay,
middle
guys.
tower has fallen. Dire's middle barracks
So at
are
this
under
point, Secret
attack.
pretty much won the game already.
Dire's middle
Just
barracks
gonna see if he
has
made
fallen.
any more nice
Dire's middle
initiations.
barracks has
So
fallen.
TP's back
Dire's
to
bottom tower is
go
under
for
attack.
the...
Dire's structures
Oh
are
no,
fortified.
oh no, Chalice. Oh, Chalice is not having a good game. So yeah, Sand King is very good at dealing with split pushes, just like this. You can just TP back and initiate on them from miles away and they can never see you coming.
Dire's bottom barracks
So-
are under attack.
Yet another strength of Sand King. You can be a split pusher and you can deal with split pushes very, very easily.
Dire's bottom barracks are under attack.
Right now, Nisha is just having some fun, blah blah blah. This game's pretty much over.
Dire's bottom barracks has fallen.
Dire's bottom shrine is under attack.
But they're just playing it safe because it's the best of 3, the last game. No point trying to throw your lead away.
Scanning.
So by taking Roche, Zai is just keeping a scout around the edges, looking for anyone trying to steal the Aegis. So right now they're looping around the back of LGD, who are making a desperate play for
Radiant's
the
top
tower here.
is under attack.
And then they get another kill on Chalice. He has a Eels, which is an additional disable for Sand King. Also helps him with the mana, helps him with the movement speed. So it's a pretty good item. As for ultimate item build, he went for Tranquil Boots, Bracer, Blink, Spirit Vessel. I think it's pretty good. Especially on a hero like Sand King that wants to gank a lot. You want to go for these kind of mobility and damage items. Not much so for auras. Auras are better for those heroes that like to just keep showing themselves and be the tank. Sand King is more of like a ganking tank, kind of. Like a split pusher, ganker. So that's why you don't see Sand Kings building stuff like
Dire's top
Crimsons
shrine
and
is under
Pipes.
attack.
There we go, it's another kill. Perfect chain stuns and FY dies. Actually goes for the nullifier for even more lockdown. So as a Sand King, you can actually opt for stuff like this, like nullifier, hacks, Shivas, all this stuff that helps you do your job as a initiator, ganker, split pusher. So itemization is pretty important. Don't want to be building Sand King like one of those traditional tank offlaners, definitely. So here we go, they're going for the final push. This should be the end. So Sand King is still smoked. Zai is just waiting for the right opportunity. Blink Barrel, Nullifier, gets hacks but doesn't matter. Oh wait, actually it does matter. They're not able to follow up. He might get focused here, but it's not gonna work. He's glimmered. Nisha goes in like a boss. Zai charges the epicenter and just goes in with a massive nuke. AoE damage for days, and they just clean up LGD right here. So yeah, this game, wow, very impressive tanking plays by Zai. Definitely will recommend playing this hero. I mean, tanking looks pretty strong right now. I mean, not gonna lie, this was a very impressive game. I learned so much from Zai this game with regards to split pushing. I hope you guys did too, and I'll see you guys in the next replay analysis. But before we end off, I also like to take this opportunity to just say thanks to everyone who has been subscribing, commenting, and liking on my videos. It means a lot to me, so thank you so much, and I'll make sure to keep offlane content coming. Yep. So I'll just see you guys in the next video.